Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is the 3G's Fitness Podcast, 3 generations of fitness. I'm Coach Cisco.
Coach Michael.
And I'm Coach Kyle.
And today, folks, we're going to talk about this crazy phenomenon that is taking over your public gym. You may have seen it. You've been aware of it. We're talking about cameras in the gym. And I already know this is going to be something that is a very generational thing. You guys, if you're on social media, you're obviously listening to us. You guys have maybe seen a lot of people post clips of themselves working out at the gym. So that requires for them to set up a tripod, maybe just their camera. I do it with my clients or anything like that. But I do know that back in the 1900s, our coach, Mike over here, never had a camera in the gym.
Yeah, we had a camera.
Oh, security camera.
Well, no.
Well, back in the prehistoric days?
A Kodak camera. But when we take the picture, we got to send the film in.
Yeah.
It's not the one where you go underneath the veil and you go, and then that's
and then the film comes in about a week.
There you go. Okay. There you
and we got to stop by the kiosk to go pick it up.
Okay.
That was the camera we had. Cameras didn't even exist back then.
But now with the cameras that we're talking about today, do you think that's a positive thing or a negative thing for the gym culture for people to have cameras set up to record themselves?
I think it depends. It depends. If you're doing it to shame somebody, no. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's not what you're going to use a camera for, because a guy is only lifting 10-pound dumbbells and doing an exercise that you're looking at like, what is he actually working on? And, you try to shame that person? No.
Just for
and
views.
Even when you're taking a video of yourself doing something that you might want to post, you can't get upset because a person's walking by. Mm-hmm. Because it's a public gym.
It's a public space.
If you're going to I think if you're going to use a camera, you got to go somewhere where it's a little private and you can do it then. But also I think a camera's a positive thing if you're a bodybuilder and you're taking a picture, you're videotaping yourself to see your moves and your flow and, where your cuts are showing. And even if somebody walks by, it shouldn't be a big deal because you're not using that to post out. But then, and I don't know if you can tell me, you can't cut stuff out, can't you? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Then they need to learn to do that and stuff. But as well as a power lifter, if you're powerlifting and you want to see your technique when you're lifting, then you use that.
Yep.
But if someone walks by you, you can't, hey, I'm taking a picture, you got to learn how to cut out or something. I just think cameras have gotten to a point where fights start, arguments start, and if we could go back to the 1900s, like somebody said, you'd probably get a better workout out, because we didn't have cameras. So we just worked out.
Not much distractions, yeah.
Well, what about you?
That was a good answer.
Actually,
I didn't expect that from you, Mike. Good stuff.
Looking at a young man's perspective.
I agree. I actually agree with everything you said.
Grew up with it.
I did. But I actually, I agree with everything you said.
Oh, you agree?
Yeah, because you said it depends. You didn't say a black or white answer. You saw the little gray area.
That was
good
probably,
job. That was amazing.
Yeah, you actually because you got the both pros and the cons.
You did, yeah. You said it depends.
I don't even think there's pros to a camera. I mean,
you just said it. You can see your technique.
As having them and taking pictures and going around taking pictures and expecting people to move out of the way and getting in the way and stuff.
Yeah.
People look at the camera in that way too nowadays. That I'm taking a picture, stay out of my way.
Well, that's the entitlement that you get in people, where people feel the entitlement. If I have my camera set up there,
right,
you're not allowed to walk in front of it.
Right.
Yeah, you do have individuals that think that way, where the cameras is not going to be in a positive way.
That's how Joey Swole is so famous.
Yeah, Joey. I was just going to say, Joey Swole is always
that's all his content.
His whole content is talking about pinpointing the individuals that have that entitlement, where it's like, you're in a public space. If you're gonna set up a camera, but I'm more like, do it, just don't have a negative reaction in a public space, and then be mindful of others. It's all like,
Yeah.
if others are in your background and don't feel comfortable and they approach you and let you know that, you should respect that. Right now,
Yeah.
that's not your given space.
Right.
So, but then it's also people that are using it for technique, bodybuilders, that when bodybuilders go on stage, they have to work on their poses. They have to work on how they're moving. And so they need to record themselves. And that's a good way to like kind of emphasize that's a positive way, a pro way to use a camera. So, but I think it's one of those where, it's off camera. You were kind of saying how it's more of a generational thing where you're saying it more like mine and Kyle's generation is like, we're always walking around with a camera ready to go.
Yeah. That's
Well, and then just to piggyback, do you think that our workouts are less effective because we have cameras and we're more distracted?
on our client or on you?
On ourselves.
On yourselves,
Yeah.
I don't think it's less effective. I mean, like I said, a camera's a positive thing if you utilize it in the right way.
Mm-hmm.
But I think some people don't. Some people use a camera to shame somebody or to see them do something funny to post it on social media.
Hey, yo, what that guy doing right there?
Right. And I think that takes away from a lot of people working out that don't have the experience of working out, and they're worried about, well, what if I do something wrong?
And
what if I drop a weight and someone
see.
takes my picture and posts it on a social media?
Yeah.
I don't think, but not changing the subject, but a question was asked to me just recently. Is there a difference between a public gym and a private gym? Could you shoot when you're in a private gym? Do you have that luxury of shooting a picture in a private gym? Do you?
I think there's a little more leniency for sure.
But a private gym, what is a private gym other than a gym at home?
What is a private gym?
Yes.
A private gym is a gym that is exclusive to a limited amount of members.
Yeah.
Okay. So if a person is in a private gym and it's exclusive to a certain amount of people, that means that those people could be walking around and getting in the way of the camera. Right?
Yeah. It's
So
still a possibility.
there's really no difference between a private gym and a public gym.
Well, yeah, I get what you're trying to say. There is no difference because of the possibility. But I think in a private gym, it's less likely to happen, right? Where if I were to go, say at 5 p.m. to LA Fitness, Crunch Fitness, 24 Hour Fitness, and I wanted to record myself benching, it's probably going to be challenging to record myself because there's going to be more foot traffic and then people might be coming in and out. If I go to a private gym at 5 p.m. to record myself benching, there's a higher chance that it's not going to be as crowded, right?
Yeah, it's a higher chance it's not going to be crowded.
And not just that, people might be aware of it too, where it's all like, if there's maybe 5 people working out and they see a tripod set up, they might be more serious, like, oh, let me walk around it. So there's less distraction everywhere. So then there's more awareness of what's around in the surroundings. So other people probably will be more aware of like, oh, there's a tripod set up right there. Let me just not get in this guy's way. Where in a crowded gym, people are just trying to get to their specific exercise and just go through the motions. They're not really aware of their surroundings. So that's one of the ways of like how you can differentiate from private to
a private gym. To me, is a gym, for instance, in your home, okay, or in a building or a room that you exclusively own, to where you and anybody else that you want to come in can be in that gym. That's the difference, and that's what I said. A private gym is a gym that you're at home, to where you have access to bring in the people you want to bring in. That's a private gym to me. Is that it's a gym that's owned by somebody, but you can bring in the people you want to bring in.
That is a good point. That is a good point.
Rather than a private gym is a
Not that
membership
much
gym.
different. I guess I feel
public
like
gym
maybe
is a
because like
membership gym.
when obviously our gym, the gym that we train out of is a private gym, or if you want to call it like a semi-private. I think because we have such a tighter knit community in those types of private gyms that there's a little bit more leniency in recording. And I think it's easier to tell someone that, hey, I don't like to be in that video, versus like if you're in a public setting, you don't know the people around you. So you don't know how they're going to react.
And then also a private gym, it could depend on the owner, right? If
It could depend on the owner.
The owner could just be straight up, hey, when you signed up to be part of my private gym, you signed up that you're accepting to be recorded, or you're declining to be recorded, right? That when it's a private gym, the rules can actually be a little bit different. So like say if you owned a private gym and you did not want any recording there, the minute they sign that waiver to join your private gym and you allow people into your private gym, your gym is a no recording gym. And there's that understanding. So the private gym, you can actually set stricter rules, or like how Kaya said, you can be more lenient with it and just allow recording. It's not like, hey, by the way, when you signed up for my private gym, we do allow recording here. So just be aware that, hey, you might be in the background. And some people are okay with that too. So the private gym, I think, is more of like, it's who's ever the owner. It's their rules and regulations. So that's another way to look at it when it comes to recording too. Because I feel like if I were to own a private gym, I would be open with recording and let my members know this is a gym that is open to recording. And so,
I mean, you're kind of like, to me, cutting your throat, because when you allow people to come in and record, where are the limitations of what you're going to record? In other words, a person could record somebody dropping weights and posting it, or he could record somebody that is famous and posting it. You know, see, so when you say you allow a person to record, you know, what are you saying? Record, period, or limited to
recording yourself versus recording others?
yeah. Like just filming yourself. And maybe that would be the rule, is like filming yourself is allowed in this gym. And making sure you emphasize yourself.
Yeah.
So that's how you kind of can go with it. But that's the difference between private and public, is that private, you're obliging to the owner of the private gym.
Yeah. And in this case, that owner likes to video bomb my videos. So he comes in and goes,
Yeah.
So I think in general, the good idea is to just try not to get other people in your shot. So if you can angle yourself to where you know somebody else is working out next to you, angle it to where they're not in front of the camera.
Yeah.
You know?
But, you know, you have so many people in the gym that are trying to get on the social media and have that 50,000 views and 100,000 views.
Yeah.
And they're willing to go, to go as far as they need to go to get it.
Yeah.
You know,
See, that's tough.
And
Because
that's
go for it.
Well, that's where the entitlement comes in, you know, right? These individuals that are entitled, you can't just pinpoint and find them. You can't control everything, right? And you're going to find entitled people anywhere you go, gym, outside of a gym. You can't control what their mindset is or their regulations are. But what you could do is just reinforce boundaries. And that's the best thing you can do at that point.
Yeah, that is, you know, I mean, that's that younger generation.
Because I, like I said, I know Kyle does this as well too. When it comes to recording, I do most of my recording for educational and, you know, advertising.
It's different when your business has to do with like social media.
Mostly do it for their business.
Exactly.
As you should.
Yeah. But we're not really talking about personal trainer.
You're talking about the common.
Yes, they're talking about the average person in the public.
Okay.
You know, that to me is a dangerous thing, you know, because the way social media is, people are just trying to get that you know, and they'll do it, to me, at any cost.
I remember in 24 Fountain Valley, I saw this one girl. She had her like tripod and she was like live streaming, I think, and she was just like having that camera record her like the whole time, and she wasn't even working out. She was like doing like these weird dances and whatever. I don't know. If you're in the gym not working out, I think that's where the issue is. But if you're like, if your intentions are just, okay, this is more for me and I'm not trying to bug anyone else, and you're trying to be respectful about it, then I think it's okay.
Yeah. I think the best way to make sure no one's feelings get hurt is probably go back to the 1900s. No cameras, right?
Well,
because then,
I'll tell you the truth.
No one's feelings is gonna get hurt.
I miss them days.
Yeah.
You know,
when the
a lot.
dinosaurs
And
were
I'm
walking.
always going back when I'm in the gym thinking, man, I remember everybody was just pumping and humping and working out.
Okay.
You know, you look around.
Pumping and humping and working out is.
Oh, dude.
Put that on a shirt.
You got people
pumping and humping and moving around.
You got people now just, you know, walking around with a camera like this, and
you can't pump and hump with a camera on your hand.
I don't know. I don't know if that's allowed.
You need your both hands to be free to pump and hump.
you know what I mean.
I don't know. Do we?
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
Okay.
No, but that's why. Like, I think, like I said, to make sure it's if go back to those times, right? Where if you want to avoid having that issue of people getting into fights over a camera or anything like that, just go back to the times like no cameras allowed, you know?
Yeah.
And it might funnel out some of those people, entitled people, out of the gym. And now you got more serious people in the gym.
Well,
So
the way I do it, there's a way I do it, the way I deal with it.
how do you pump
How do
and
you
hump?
deal with it?
I hit the gym at 4 a.m.
That's an early hump.
Okay, that's valid.
There ain't nobody there.
When nobody's there. Yeah, so you don't have
Like,
anybody else to worry
maybe
about.
one person there.
Yeah.
You know, and that's it.
Yeah.
And by the time I'm done, like 7 o'clock, flow starts coming in.
Yeah.
You know, and to me that's the best way. A lot of people can't wake up that early, especially when you're young or even middle aged.
Ouch.
All right.
It's hard
Shots
to wake
fired.
up, you know. But for us, I think a lot, because when I go to the gym, the only other person in there is a person that's from my era.
Yeah.
Yeah, they probably don't know how to use the phone, so.
Yeah. What is that right there? Yeah.
What is this?
I guess.
Why do I keep reposting these things?
I guess you.
I was talking
You're right,
one day. I
you're
was
right.
talking to him, and I said, "Yeah, man, this is great here." Huh? He goes, "Man, it's the best, Mike. Look at nobody here."
Yeah.
And I said, "Yeah, you
So
know."
I guess if you can avoid the problem completely by making sure that nobody's around you when you do it, then that's the best option. But for people who can't do that, and we have busy schedules, and you can only work out in the times that you can work out, which might be the busy hours, then I think just go about it in a respectful way. You know, you give respect and you get respect. Maybe the biggest thing is if you are gonna work out and shoot, and then someone might be there. It's so easy to be like, "Hey, I'm gonna put my camera up. Do you mind? You know, are you okay with maybe possibly being in this shot? If not, I can move it around." That type of thing, you know? You can just talk to people.
Yeah. And the main thing too is like just talking and be like, "Hey, I just need to record this for technique wise."
Yeah.
You know, if you say it like that, and then I get
9 times out of 10, they'll be like,
yeah,
okay,
the person
sure.
in the back will be like, "Yeah, let me just get out of the way" or something like
Yeah.
that. But like if you just say I'm gonna record, but I guarantee if you just like, "Hey, I need to record myself for technique real quick."
Yeah.
So if you just add that one little for technique,
Exactly.
I guarantee
Or
lot
even
of
just
people-
talking to them in general. Because I think the issues also come from when people just set it up and then it's automatically assume that the other person's okay with it.
Yeah. That's a good one.
You
too.
know, like you can't just assume that it's okay.
Yeah, because when you assume, you make an ass out of you and me. That's how you spell assume. U-M-E.
That was fire.
You didn't know that.
That was
huh?
fire.
I remember that from 3rd grade. Damn, see? But I think, like I said, the camera and the phone, this was an easy topic because I think you nailed it in the first minute. It was like, it's
surprising.
surprisingly, this was like, oh, okay, we're not going to really, but it's just like, let's dissect it a little more. And I think it's moving forward I think what you just said right now too is build that rapport with the people around you, or just let them know like, hey, I'm going to do this right now. If it's a bother, can you let me know? Maybe I can just wait till you're done. That would be the best.
It's not that hard to be considerate and mindful of others. It really isn't.
It's not that hard to be nice. But not too bad. But like I said, it's like, hey, let us know, what you guys think. If you guys are pro cameras, against cameras, what should the cameras be used for? Or like I said, going back to the dinosaur days where just, hey, nothing at all. So like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you guys think in the comments. I'm Coach Cisco.
Coach Michael.
Coach Kaya.
We'll catch you on the next episode. Coach Michael?